Find a comfortable position sitting on your mat. I have a block underneath my glutes. I'm sitting on my shins, well, really between my shins, and I'm just resting my lower back right now. My palms are on my thighs. Your palms can be anywhere. Or you can have one hand on the heart, one hand on the forehead. Wherever you are, set your intention for this practice. You're not here for nothing. You're here to create something, manifest something, break something, mold, shape, recognize, give gratitude to. Set an intention, there's a purpose, and be aware of it as we flow. Your inhales and your exhales are calm. You're not forcing your breath. You're not forcing the shift from the exhale to the inhale to the exhale. It's natural and it flows like water, okay? Release your hands wherever they are and bring both of them up to the ceiling, to your sky. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, both hands behind you. Interlace those fingers, pull them down, or separate the hands, fingertips into the mat, and walk those hands back. Try not to shift your lower back too much. You want to really engage your shoulders, that upper back. A nice curve in the upper back. Release. Hands on your thighs. On the next exhale, round your spine, chin towards the chest. Slide the hands down towards the knees. Again, keep your hips where they are. And release that. Inhale, hands up to your ceiling. You can interlace them. And whenever you're ready, release on the next exhale. Interlace your fingers behind you. Pull towards earth. Look up. Maybe look forward. Find a place for your neck. Exhale, release, hands on the thighs, round your spine, chin towards your chest. And release your rounded back. Now, let's go ahead and roll over so that we're laying on our stomachs. We're going to come into upward facing dog. You can bring your blocks with you or palms flat into the mat. You may start off laying flat on your stomach, legs long behind you, everything on the mat. Or you can come with me into upward facing dog. Now I'm doing an elevated version. My hands are on the blocks at whichever height, not the top height, but the middle, maybe the lower height of your blocks. If your wrists ever feel strained here, release yourself from the blocks. Now everyone follow me on the next exhale, child's pose. Hands on or off the blocks. If they're on the blocks, your forehead may lift a little higher off of the earth. Release child's pose, come right back into upward facing dog. This time hands on or off the blocks. You don't want to slump your shoulders. Make sure your shoulders are lifted. And again, here I'm showing you a version of really upward facing dog. It's baby cobra. Or you can come into sphinx pose, which is forearms to the ground. Or you can come right into upward facing dog. Remember, shoulders are not squeezing into the neck, but the arms are long. Upward facing dog is a great way to stretch your front body, so just keep that in mind for your digestive organs. Come right back into upward facing dog. You know where your hands are, knees on or off the mat. Of course, you can do an easier version, sphinx, baby cobra. And if your knees are off the mat, press those toes into the mat. Lift everything but the hands and the feet. Really feel those muscles in those arms. Exhale, release, right back to child's pose. Rest your forehead. Find your balance within. Upward facing dog again. You can stay wherever you were. Go a little further, go a little deeper. This time I'm going to stamp my toes into the mat. So the bottoms of my feet is facing the back wall, and I'm just going to slowly, gently rock back and forth, rolling on the ball of my feet. This may bring comfort to your heels, to the bottoms of your feet if you've been feeling achy or strained, or you might be better just resting the tops of the feet into the mat, knees down. Eventually, we'll all slide right into child's pose again. This time, left arm is staying where it is. The right arm comes behind you. Everything still resting on the mat. And on the next exhale, switch. Right arm forward, left arm somewhere behind you to the left side, coming towards those hips. And right back. Inhale into upward facing dog. This time, place the space between the big toe and the ring toe, which is right next to the big toe. Place that space between the Achilles heel. So go ahead and set that right foot on top of the left foot on the Achilles heel, or you can just rest a couple toes on the foot on that left heel and kind of look up. See how that feels for your upper back, but keep those arms long and keep the hips lifted. Knees down, feet down next to each other, child's pose again. Allow that lower back to rest and to deepen itself into earth. Don't fight gravity. Let gravity just push you right down. Releasing your child's pose again. Let's enter upward facing dog again. This time, the space on the left foot between the big toe and the ring toe, place it on top of the right Achilles heel. Lift those hips. Look up or look forward. You may look down just a little bit if you like. Make sure the heart still faces forward. And breathe comfortably. Breathe deeply, but don't force your inhales or your exhales. You can still find rest and peace no matter how much the muscles are perceived as struggling. You can still find rest. Knees down, feet down, child's pose. Open your knees and allow your chest to descend and your forehead to descend a little further. What did you come here for? Release your child's pose. Bring the knees closer together. Bring your blocks into the mix or not. And let's come into a lunge position. Slide the right foot forward. The left leg is long behind you. Toes may stamp behind you if that is necessary, but keep your arms on the blocks at a height to where your hips are not sending your front knee out of place, but your arms are still long enough to engage. Your palms are flat on the blocks or on the mat. So this depends on the length of your legs and your arms. Pick that back knee up right into lunge position. Keep the arms on the block. So you want to engage the muscles in your arms the whole time. Next inhale, descend that back knee. Make sure the arms stay long, and you're going to feel some engagement in the shoulders and your triceps, especially in your trapezoids. Back knee lifts up, lunge position. Make sure that front knee stays above the front ankle and that back heel is lifted. And release, back knee down. Look forward, heart stays facing forward. The hips, maybe they descend a little more. Inhale, lift that knee up. Bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. There you go. Take a deep breath here, and you may need to walk that right foot over to the right a little bit. Adjust as necessary. You know your body. And then if you'd like, lower that back knee. We're going to come into extended lizard. Now, with the back knee lowered, hands to the inside of the right leg, forearms can come to the ground, or set your forearms on blocks. You don't have to go low. You can stay high. You can even extend your arms, palms into the mat, and bring your back knee a little closer if that helps. Release from your lizard. Stand on your back knee. Extend that right leg, bringing the hips towards that back foot, but the hips are still over the knee. You're just releasing from your lizard. And with that right leg extended, begin to fold forward. Use your blocks. Walk your hands on the blocks towards that front foot if that helps, or remove the blocks for a moment and come into a deep half split stretch. Toes pointing up. Front knee bends a little bit if that's necessary, but you want to drop your heart towards the shin, towards the toes, but still stay looking somewhere forward, somewhere above the toes. And eventually we release half split, and you're going to keep the shape of the legs. Bring your hips to the ground now. So you're sitting and that right leg is still extended forward. That left knee is bent. So the left heel is coming towards the left glutes. The left knee is maybe somewhere out towards the left wall. You just want to open your hips a little bit, but not too much strain, not too much pull. Open your hips enough to where you can begin to turn your torso towards that right leg, and you will fold somewhere over the right leg. You don't have to go deep here. You don't have to grab the foot. You can grab the shin and keep the back long if that's necessary. But breathe, and the most important thing, just relax. The benefits come when you're most relaxed. Release that stretch, and we're going to come right back into upward facing dog, hands on or off the block. So go ahead and make your way to the front. Extend the legs behind you, knees on or off. Your body knows an upward facing dog now, or Sphinx or baby cobra. Assume your position and take flight in your imagination. Eventually we release, knees down, exhale, child's pose. Inhale, again, upward facing dog. If you feel any strain in your wrists, release your hands from blocks, knees down. Maybe the elbows bend a little bit, but keep that heart pushing forward. The next exhale, child's pose. Rest a little deeper here. Use your exhales to relax. Next inhale, upward facing dog one last time. Stay long. And knees down. Wonderful. You may enter a child's pose, or you may come with me straight into lunge position, low lunge. Right knee down, left knee forward, left knee above the left ankle. Right leg is long. Maybe the back toes are stamped, maybe not. Hands on blocks again, or depending on the length of your torso and against your legs, maybe the palms to the ground. Wherever you are, keep the legs long, keep the arms long, and lift that back knee into a high lunge. Gaze is down, gaze is comfortable. Exhale, knee rests again. And use your breath to relax your spine, to relax the muscles in the thighs, and especially your shoulder muscles here. Knee up and breathe. Belly button towards the spine on the exhales. Belly button towards the ground on the inhales. Inhale, knee down. Look forward. Hips descend a little further. And if the hips are going down, you may need to adjust the block height. Back knee up. Feel the adjustment in the hips here. Now, both hands to the inside of that left foot, coming into extended lizard, just like you did on the right side, doing on the left. Now, our bodies are asymmetrical, not in all ways, but there are places on your body that is not the same from one side to the other. So if you feel more comfortable on the right lizard, maybe this left lizard, and maybe a little tighter, maybe not. Just check in with your body to see where you're looser, where you're a little bit more stiff, where you may need a little bit more work. And release from lizard. Coming right into half Hanumanasana, half split pose, just like the other side. So stand that hip, or stand your hips on that right knee, straighten that left leg, back toes do what they do, whatever's comfortable for you. And you're going to descend your heart towards the leg, the thigh, the shin. For some of us, the forehead will come a little closer towards the toes, but your hips don't shift back too much, not too much. Do your best to keep those hips in alignment with that back knee, vertical. Release yourself from your half split and go ahead and wiggle your hips down to the ground. Keep the shape of the legs. If you have to adjust your legs before entering this position, definitely do so. That left leg is forward. That right knee is facing somewhere towards the right. So your hips are open. Okay, your groin is getting a good stretch here. And you're going to face the left leg. Try to face the toes. If you can't quite bring your torso to face the toes, that's okay. Come towards it. And eventually you will fold over that left leg. Just like as gravity descends your body into earth, allow gravity to push you down into relaxation towards that leg. Release yourself slowly from that stretch. You never want to rush entering or exiting any pose. And bring both feet together. So now you're facing the front of your mat. Both feet are together, legs parallel, arms long to the ground next to your knees, and begin to walk yourself forward. Now, if you need to first straighten your back against a wall, maybe pause the video and make sure your back is as straight as it can be, and then begin walking forward. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, walk as far forward as you can until you can't go any further. And when your spine says, okay, that's the time that you round your spine and just bring your forehead somewhere towards your legs, maybe on top of a block or two. You can set blocks on underneath your forehead. Definitely use your support and breathe. And ending this practice, we're going to roll over into our hands and knees into tabletop. No cat-cows for now. Simply come into tabletop, set yourself hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, slight bend in the elbows. You don't want to lock them out. And then you're going to find yourself resting the right side of the head on the mat. Your right shoulder comes to the mat, right arm comes underneath to the left side on the floor, and the left arm can go to the lower back or it can half bind onto that right thigh. Just a simple tabletop twist, nothing too difficult, something to wring out the stress in the spine and switch. So release that tabletop twist and just go ahead over to the right side. Release your tabletop twist. Slowly come back into a normal, neutral tabletop and go into your cat-cows. Lift your heart on the inhale. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, lift the heart. Maybe the hips lift a little bit, but keep them in alignment with each other. Exhale, round your spine. Pull the middle of the back up. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Reach your gaze forward and up. Exhale, round your spine just like a cat. And if you want to, for your personal practice, you can pause the video and continue doing cat-cows. Or you can come with me in an open heart pose, which is simply keeping your cat-cow position and sliding the hands forward so that your heart descends all the way to the mat. Your forehead maybe touches the ground or a block. What's most important is that your hips stay directly above your knees. They don't move forward too much. They don't move back too much. Open your heart and allow a good engagement in your back here. To release yourself, you can slide the hands back, come back into tabletop, or just simply slide your torso forward until you're laying flat on your mat. Everyone, we're going to lay flat and bring that right knee, slide it up so that it's parallel to the right hip. And you can rest facing the right wall. Everything is flat and you're resting. And whenever you're ready, extend the right leg behind you. Left knee slides up towards the left hip, looking to the left, and just rest. And final resting pose, we slide our hips right back into child's pose again. And rest. Allow your body to descend. Allow your body to lower and allow your body to relax. Try not to tense any muscles. Try not to tense your facial expressions. Everything that gives way to peace comes. Invite it. For the next few moments, be with yourself and these exquisite sounds of nature. This is your final pose for the practice. Take the lessons that your body wants you to learn and apply them to your life. Apply them to every situation, every goal, everything you want to manifest, everything you want to break and unlearn. In mind, body, and spirit with all love. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe.